Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. I found that I'm wearing my sweater here, which is I really need to take the fuzz off of. But if I put the microphone right in front of, like right by my chin, it gets you hear my breath, and it's not very nice. So I have put it a little bit to the side. So let me know if you, for some reason, if that means you can't hear it or whatnot. I will do what I can to make sure you can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And make sure I can see your comments. Turn that off and see if it's a little quieter. Alrighty. Hello, hello. I mentioned at the beginning of the chat, I can sometimes, you get kind of lost in how much, because you guys are great and you're all talking and chatting and being wonderful to each other, which makes me so happy. Especially the being kind to each other part. But I put a comment in because this morning, if you go to my channel, you go to the community tab on the Black and Orange channel. You just click on the channel name beneath this, and you go to the community tab. I've got a link there to just the most soothing, wonderful video. This guy is the anti-Donald Trump Jr. And it's so touching and so soothing, and it's just the most lovely little thing. So kindness matters. So, but hello, and I just want to specifically thank you. I know I'm going to miss some, but I'm so grateful. Larry Girl, Noel, Kathy W., Keisha, Ian, Texicana, Sue Ellen, anyone I'm not, I'm too addled to remember right off the top of my head. Thank you so much for being our troll slayers. Thank you so much for being moderators. It really makes this possible. So thank you. Thank you. All right. Today is also 0205. Today is also, this is the 400th video I have put on YouTube. And I never thought I'd get here, but I'm here, and I'm here because you're here. I'm here, and I am grateful for you. Excellent. Thank you. And yep. So I realized what that was. It was like, oh, I guess I better change the cover. So thank you. I'm really letting you know because I really thank you, because I want to thank you. And you cannot know what a difference you make. I mean, it's just like in the video the video I linked to. It's, you don't realize just all the good that can ripple out from just being there for people and just being kind to people. So, oh, right. Lynn's asking, just came in, what's going on? Well, actually, oh, Linda's also a moderator. Thank you so much, Linda. I knew I forgot some people. Lynn, I'm just starting out. I was just telling everybody there is a video linked in the community tab, and it's very sweet, very soothing for the soul. And also that this is the 400th video that I have put on YouTube. I've published on YouTube. Now, and I really needed that lovely moment of calm and zen, because I'm not feeling calm and zen. Other than that, I got to tell you, actually, I'm going to put this over here, and then, well, first, one other small distraction. My mom gave me this, and I just think it's hysterical. So, yeah. The State of the Union last night. Oh, wow. I was watching it for Nancy. Even like thank you. Even like 2 seconds into it, it was like, oh, my mom had those same expressions on her face, and I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was in trouble when she looked at it. I was like, I don't think Nancy's going to make it. I don't know. I don't know if she can make it, because she was just sitting there, and the look on her face, first it was subtle. For a long time it was subtle. And then it just more, and then she just started shaking her head just outright, just because, seriously, other than literally, if you took what he said and you took out the literal fluff, the literal, you know, looking forward to the future, we can, be the shining whatever stolen from another president, da 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 da. If you take that out, I'm not entirely sure that there is a single sentence he said that was not a lie. I mean, right out of the gate, this is the best economy ever. No. This is the best. No. We've taken care of. No. We're going to take care of your we're going to make sure you have pre-existing conditions are covered with your insurance. You are in court fighting to take that away. Yes, Salome, he is a monstrous piece of snot. I agree with that. It's a bit crude for what I try to say on this channel, but yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. It's yeah. And then yes. Then Nancy ripped up his speech at the end. And he was saying that, oh, and then I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Like when you ended up with half of the Democrats on their feet yelling HR3, HR3. The information, the bill that's gathering dust on McConnell's desk, that was backed by I've got 400 names running through my head. Why can I not pick out the Elijah Cummings? He lied. He lied about a signature bill that Elijah Cummings championed. That's sitting on McConnell's desk, and then he said, "I'm going to take care of this. You create a bill for this, and I'm going to sign it." It's like, they already have. But so anyway, and then and we haven't even gotten to the. I won't go into the full autopsy, but we won't even go into detail about the game show. You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. And he gave Rush Limbaugh the highest civilian award, medal in this country. The man who said that, back in the 90s, he said, there's Socks the cat in the White House, but there's also a dog in the White House, and he held up a picture of Chelsea. I mean, and that's not the racist, the other horrible stuff he said. Although I have to say, one of my very favorite things Rush Limbaugh ever, one of his, just early on, this was years ago, but it just stuck with me. He said, why these environmental Nazi kinds of people, they think we need to change all our policies to save the planet. And he said, I love this, we have more trees now than we did when this country was founded. And it's like, I'd say you're, it's like, I'd say you're a dimwit, but you're not, because you're lying. There's no equivalent. There were only 13 colonies when the country was founded, or 13 states rather, when the country was founded. The country was this big. And yeah, there were trees everywhere. Now the country is this big. So yeah, we have more trees now. But really? Really? So, yeah. And okay, and you guys have to tell me what you think, because I will get to the readings in a minute. I will pull out the cards in a minute. But you've got to, tell me what you think, because I was talking to my friend yesterday, and if I was waiting at home for my husband who was overseas, who was deployed, and I was invited to the State of the Union, to be kind of stand in for other mothers and wives who are waiting at home, and to stand in for them so that the president can thank us all for our service, and that'll be great. And then it was, and you've won, a husband. Here he is. So this guy was already there. He was in full dress uniform. He'd been there all day. He didn't tell his wife. He didn't tell, it's like, you don't tell me you're even in the country. You don't tell me you're coming. And you let your reunion with our children, and me, but our children, be televised as a political point for this liar. I would be livid. But I guess if that's, if that's the way she could, it's like you've got to suck up if you want to win a prize in Trump's America. And it was appalling. It was just appalling. Well, if you show up, your kid is going to get a scholarship. Yeah, Trump is the evil Oprah. Yes, why, baby? Yeah. It's everyone's getting a key to a Pontiac because you showed up and you're not booing. So yeah, consolation prizes. Yeah, it was just awful. And then the hypocrisy of him championing research into, about banning late-term abortion, and him putting money toward, well, we'll see if he does, to put money toward prenatal care and prenatal research. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then it was because of the sheer number of women he's paid to go have that done. Yeah. And then when he was talking about looking up to God, I was like, I do not understand why he does not burst into flames. Just right there, just poof. And I told you I was venting to my good friend last night, and she said, no, that makes sense. I mean, if he's looking up from hell, he would be looking up at God. So that made me laugh. Thank you for the drink. It's another chocolate protein shake. I'm just trying to get the glumpy bits out of it. But anyway, all right, let's... Hannity said on Fox last night that Democrats support abortion after birth. Uh-huh. Neat trick. Okay. So anyway, I want to, yeah, Trump actually thinks he's looking down on God. Exactly, GM Dave. Yep. All right. So, I'm going to take a sip of this. I'm going to put that there. I am going to, oh no, yeah, this is, I'll switch over to a nicer, a prettier deck. I'm going to use the kitschy corruption deck, as I've started calling this thing, because I want to know what Trump is thinking after his lie fest last night. Yep. So, and then I want to read on the Democrats. So, but I want to start with Trump, and then the Republicans, because I assume I actually, they were fixing the internet here earlier this morning, so I didn't see much of the news. I just know they're going to be voting today, and the Republican senators are going to be voting to say that basically the president can do whatever he wants. But I don't know exactly what's happening yet. So, love Mother Earth. Amber, do you ever channel dead people? I don't. The closest I've come is to talk to some of the White House ghosts and the previous presidents, which was amazing. It was really fascinating stuff. But the other thing is, I don't know why, and it's not you. It's not just you. I get this a lot where on this channel, I actually go by the name Autumn. Black and Orange is Halloween. It's a Halloween reference, and I believe it's Y Baby, who the fantastic commenter on here, who actually gave me that name early on when after I set like the fourth video I put up on the channel back in 2018. Yeah, it must have been like summer 2018. Yeah, zombie. Yeah, we're doing it. No, it's so close. It is. No, I get that a lot. I get it a lot. You don't need to be. There's no need to be sorry. I'm just saying I get that a lot. And some other people seem to think I'm Sienna Rose. I should be so lucky. But no, I'm not. I'm also technically old enough to be her mother. So, today, okay, we're going to start with, so Trumpy. Oh, God. Yep, there's that energy. Trump post SOTU. And then I want to read on Republicans. Republicans now. And then I want to read on Democrats now. And by Republicans and Democrats, let me make a note here. I'm really talking about the politicians, because as I can't spell. I can't spell today. Okay. Because, as much as, yeah, I mean, they in theory are supposed to do what the politicians are supposed to do what the constituents want them to do, but they're already in place. And so, yes, please keep voting. Please, everybody old enough to be Sienna's grandmother. We should be so lucky, Deborah, shouldn't we? She's awesome. Spilling tea and coffee all over my lab today. I'm so sorry, Star Puzzler. And I'm just finishing shuffling here. So, guys, that's why I've got just a second here. So, Trump. How's Trump feeling today? With the post State of the Union, but also impeachment Wednesday, or lack of impeachment Wednesday. Trump. Ugh. Is this going to happen every time I read on this guy all year? Is it going to get worse? Good grief. Seriously, if anybody ever played the video game Half-Life, the HEV suit, it's like grossness detected. Ugh. Toxic narcissism detected. Star Puzzler, it transforms it, transmutes it into something bearable and funny even. So it's horror comedy, a black comedy pack. It is, and there's something about this deck. It helps soak up the worst of the worst energy. Yeah, I'm getting slammed again. I can still feel it, but it's not as bad when I use these cards. So here we are. All right, Trumpy. Oh, he killed it. He killed it. He just, people just love him. People love him. People love him. His people are loving him. His base is loving him. The Republicans are with him. He's going up in the polls. He's going to be reelected. He's going to, told you guys. I told you. He's after the State of the Union. You don't have to be psychic to know that it was going to be like, the narcissism, his ego, it's going to be like even inflating to the bursting point hot air balloon at 10,000 feet. In the past, I fought everybody. I fight everybody. This was, the Republicans can't stand against me, and Democrats are wasting their time. I'm bulletproof. Nothing can hurt me. Center of the reading. It's his moment in the sun. Look at me. I'm so great. I'm above everybody. I'm the greatest. I'm the best president ever. Yeah, I'm gonna need chocolate to get through this. I'm gonna need something. Base of the reading. Monstrous ego. Both he and now the Trump kids again. Because if you remember, after he won, it was reported that, mainly it was reported that Ivanka and Jared were arguing over who was going to be president next. And some other people said it was Ivanka and Junior. But, yeah. Do not think that the kids that aren't kids, his children, are immune, because they're looking at all of this. It's kind of like the anti-version of, the evil version of, do you remember in Harry Potter? Later on in the books, they needed to do something kind of dangerous, and Ginny Weasley was there. The one girl in the Weasley family, Ron's family. And they all needed to do something dangerous or difficult. And Ginny she said this great thing where she said, being the brother of Fred and George, you learn that almost anything is possible if you've got the nerve. And this is the evil version of that. Do what you want. Treat people like dirt. Above the reading. This is, again, treating people like dirt. This is Barr treating people like dirt. This is Barr treating the other Republicans like, no, you'll do what I say. No, you'll get this done. No, you won't go after that. No, you won't get that. No, you won't. Yes, you will. And then, but this is also hanging over them. Hanging over him, hanging over the other Republicans, which is They know they know Trump's corruption is out there. And they know they're protecting. Some of them know they're protecting a monster. They don't care. All right, near future. Oh, there's a battle. Ooh, tell me more about this battle. A battle and the death card. Is this just that vote today where in death of the dream of impeachment? Or is it? Well, let me turn the other cards over. Maybe that'll give us more information before I ask for qualifiers. But if I don't get something clear, thank you so much, Deborah. You just go above and beyond, and thank you. Home environment, you got here. Oh, tacky gold. Tacky gold. I'm going to make I'm the greatest president ever, and yeah, he's celebrating by, getting some, you remember wood paneling? Like that people would put on their walls in the 70s. He's gold paneling. He's like celebrating by putting gold paneling in the White House or something. Just something really tacky and obnoxious. Hopes and fears. They want to, you. Oh, okay. I almost swore on my channel, which I don't do. He's not kidding about making cuts. He wants to get back at those evil Democrats. He's going to make Democrats pay. He's going to make Democratic voters pay. He wants to cut even more. He wants to cut social programs. He wants to cut environmental protections. He wants to decimate people who have dared to stand against him. What we see. Yeah, not all of America's down with that, Donald. Yeah, there are plenty of us out here who are like, yeah, talk to the hand, you big jerk. Yeah. Oh, the things I could say. Oh, the language I could use right now about Donald Trump. Final outcome. Actually, what this feels like is last night, as much as it helped Trump's reelection, his polling numbers and, raising money for his reelection, there's also plenty of stuff on television about how much he lied, how awful it was. There's a lot of discussion, and this feels like between now and the election in November, there's going to be a lot of discussion over dinner tables. A lot of discussions that haven't taken place before between people who don't usually vote, independents, swing voters, people who voted with their spouse just for the sake of peace, and sure, that sounds good. And this actually does feel like, do you remember, what was it the night that Obama was elected, where on Fox News when they called it, was it Megyn Kelly? Who was it? It was somebody on Fox News. One of those nights was so upset, they literally got up off the casting couch and they walked, like they had the camera follow them. I don't even think it's like they had the camera follow them. It was just like, yeah, sticks with her. And she walked all the way down the hallway into where, all the numbers people were. And there's like, you're saying that Obama won, or whoever it was, and they're like, yeah. So that's what this feels like. I'm pretty sure it was a woman, because I just remember the high heels, just the, stomping down the hallway. But this really feels like after the election, a lot of Republicans being blindsided. Well, what do you mean we didn't win? what do you, huh? But, but. What is this death? What is this death we're talking? This fighting and this death? Is this just about the impeachment farce? The let's let any president do anything he wants as long as he's in our party? Or is this something else? And it's interesting, this is a reading about Trump, and it was, there were some other people who came in at certain points, his family. There's not, actually that wasn't, it was this one, it was Barr. Thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. But it's funny, after this up here, it was suddenly like, voters and the news but what is this death thing about, the death card here? What are you speaking of? As we cast ourselves into the future. End of the party. That's what that card has come to mean. It's, if anyone hasn't seen this before, it's these zombie guys have found this, I don't know, woolly mammoth femur. I don't know what the, T-Rex femur, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but they're knocking down this door to break up this birthday party. It's, and this card keeps coming up as, it's kind of a break up the party. And it feels like political party, but, Oh, blue waves. Thank you, Douglas. What is this death card? Oh, Trump's definitely going to, we know he's going to be they're not going to remove him from office, but they also know he's got secrets. And I'm getting a, I don't know that this helps describe what it is, but I'm getting, normally in reading on Trump, I've been getting it's like a face full of that nasty algae you get on the tops of, like dunking your face into a really nasty pond. It's like covered in algae. But this is actually coming down from above my head, and it's like a red energy. And I don't know what that means. But it's more like fire. Thank you, Chody. I don't know what that is. It's different. Okay, anyway, let's go back to this. What is this death card? He gave me the death card. Is that, and we know, all right, we know that he's, he's going to be, they're not going to remove him from office. That's the end of that, at least in this go round. And they know he has secrets. But this is the card, this has become the card of politics makes strange bedfellows. This is Republicans and Democrats working together for some kind of common good. And this is even Republicans voting against Trump in some way. But it's not, it's not clear. It's not like, I'm not getting like a powerful energy. Maybe it's something as simple as, for a while, it's the end of this fight. Could be. But this feels like Bolton testifying, or in the House, or other people testifying, or information coming out, I think, more. So that's, I think I'm being protected from some of Trump's energy, because just the stuff I'm getting is like, ugh. And unfortunately, I have an appointment this afternoon, and I will not be able to take a long hot shower until after then. Okay. Nancy Pelosi. Yes, they're coming. Right now, I'm just they're. I read on Trump, and then I'm going to read on Republican politicians. I just want a little bit more information about how they're feeling, how that's going to go. Then I want to read on the Democrats. The Democrats now, which will include the Nancy Pelosi, that there. I saw on Twitter last night. There's some people who are, clutching their pearls. Oh my gosh, it's so disrespectful that she tore up his speech or whatever. And it's like, he lies. He was just lying the whole time. And he snubbed her for a handshake, and, he lowered that bar. And then you want to give the woman grief for not being a doormat? Really? Why am I not surprised? All right, the Republican politicians right now. Senate in the Senate mostly, but also in the House. Rock in a hard place. I'm passing on what the energy feels like, which is probably something like, it's sort of what they feel like, what they're thinking. Trust me, these are not my favorite people. So if I say something that's, oh gosh, whatever shall we do? Trust me when I tell you that personally, we all know what they should do. But anyway, all right. Republican politicians right now in Washington, D.C. Trump administration officials. Oh, and did you guys see when Trump brought up Space Force? The military, they cut to the military leaders. Someone pointed out it was like the military leaders were looking like, looking at him like, don't bring us into this. You do your own silly thing. We're just here because we have to be. All right. Well, they're also feeling emboldened. In the past, they have felt hampered by Trump, and they were waiting for a day of reckoning. And it was like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Is what... Ali, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Center of the reading. Oh, we're back here. Yeah, there's still some infighting. Not as much as they expected. The Republicans, they feel like the others have fallen in line more than they would have expected. But it's like, for most of them, it's like, oh, well, good. And as long as we stand together, if all the rats stand together, maybe they can make a little raft for Trump as the Titanic goes down. As the ship goes down, I should say. Base of the reading, swords. Everything from all of the things that build up against Trump and his reputation and the things he's done wrong, as well as investigations that reveal the sword of, this is the sword of truth. These are the death by 1,000 cuts. This is death by, huge gashes. And that's what their power is sitting on right now. It's Trump's power. Their power is sitting on Trump's power. Rat raft. Yes, Deanna, exactly. Above the reading. They're trying to strategize to avoid the corruption, the ick splashing onto them. Splashing back onto them. Trump's ick splashing back onto them. Too late for that, guys, but sure. You go thinking that. Go ahead. Alrighty. near future, yeah, they're gonna just leave him in office. Home environment. Well, if you're heartbroken, maybe you should do something about that. But no, it is. There's heartbreak there. There's what has our party become in their, moments when they are not completely full of themselves. I have no sympathy for these people. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I've got. What I'm getting here. Hopes and fears. They are afraid. There are a lot of them who are afraid of a literal breakup of the party, literal splitting of the party. Because in a sense, Trump took over the Tea Party wing in spades. What other people see? Okay, this deck. There are a couple of cards in this deck that are particularly dark, and I mean dark in color. They're just not it's hard to see them because it's literally just dark. So I hope you can see that. But this is the King of Wands. This is Trump himself. They see him as a man. We see him as a man, but I'm getting that they see him as just, he's just a guy. Even I've even heard Republicans say, I wouldn't want to work for him. Even Trump supporters saying, I wouldn't want to work for him, but I like this, that, or the other. And, a lot of them can see him as they're older, and they're not dewy-eyed looking at him as much like he's a celebrity, although there's certainly an element of that. But there's, they see him as a person. Unrefined and crude, and final outcome here, Republicans, he's just going to keep stringing them along. Trump is absolutely, the emperor here is now going to string them along to make certain to do everything. They are going to have to keep fighting for Trump. And they are absolutely on the hook now. You have to keep on the hook. You have to keep fighting for Trump. You left him in office, and you knew there was more out there. You knew you didn't want to even look at witnesses or see more documents. You are now, well, I guess you better go out there and fight for Trump. And they're like, excuse you? Don't talk to me like that. And it's like, no, we'll talk to you like that. Because he's the emperor. He's in charge. It's his party. And you'll fall in line. So, it's in a sense they've borrowed power from a loan shark. Autumn, are we going to feel better soon? I'm sure we will, and I'll have a look around. But and seriously, don't forget the link I put up in the. I know it's not, earth-shatteringly important, but it is very, very sweet and heartwarming. The link I put under the community tab on my channel in a post there. Just kindness and beauty. Just a few minutes of relaxation. But so they're going to be expected to keep making excuses for Trump, to keep fighting for Trump. And that's got to be galling. When literally their power is sitting on his, and it's got to be galling because, you don't get into politics because you have no sense of ego. There is in not all, but in most politicians, there's absolutely a sense of I alone can fix it. They're just not malignant narcissists who say it out loud at the top of their voice at their rallies. Well, yeah, and the Democrats are, the Republicans are going to be expected to keep fighting for Trump. But the Democrats are going to keep fighting even harder. Hang on, let me get this. And you know, the burns. Do you know how, you know that expression when somebody, you know, gets somebody else verbally, points out something they've done, you know, ooh, burn. Oh, the burns are coming. Oh, rhetorical burns. Trump's going to need a burn unit, a rhetorical burn unit. And this feels like Republicans looking at Barr and being like, you're really creepy. I mean, I know he's creepy, but this feels like they're going, there's something really creepy about this guy. And, you know, they're starting to realize that they're being used. And it isn't about their agenda, and it isn't about their power. They're being used by a megalomaniac, and it does start setting in. There's one more card here. And which means if once he's out of office, because he will be eventually, that there's going to be an aftermath. And it's not going to be pretty. But boy, yeah, I didn't expect that. I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, you know, but boy, I really did not expect how strong the energy is of, it really is like they borrowed from the nastiest loan shark you can imagine. And they have to, the interest on what they have to pay back is ruinous. And it was their choice. They weren't desperate. They chose that. 7 deadly sins include pride. And pride is all about power. Will Romney quit? Harry's mom, to be honest, Romney is the most clueless. I have never read on somebody who is more perfectly content. Just perfectly content. He's at the top of the food chain. He's a perfectly safe seat. He has his family. He has his. It's just like, mansion and Sinema. I feel like at some point here, I need to read on Sinema because there's something that's not quite. Matter of fact, I'm going to read on Sinema right now because there's something about her that is not sitting right with me. She's in the house, right? And she's a snappy dresser, you know, good for her, and I know she's strong-willed. And isn't she openly bi? Is Sinema in the Senate or the House? Oh, she is a senator. I think of Mittens as an empty shell in a suit. Mary Kay? Yes. They have to pay back with their souls. Yep. Senate. Oh, she is a senator. Her energy's weird. I don't, you know, I like that she's a snappy dresser. From what I heard is that she's bisexual and in the Senate. Yeah. And it's like, oh, good for you. Good for you. Embracing who you are. But it's almost like in spite of that. Am I the only one that gets some really weird energy from her? And I don't know what it is. So let's have a look. Let's see. Sinema. I'll do this, but I'm getting a strong, like a message that it's her astrology chart will be more illuminating, but let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got here. Something weird. Card for the reading is Vice. Take of that what you will. In the past, she was. It feels like as a kid she was persecuted. She had to deal with some nasty stuff as a kid, is what it feels like. I know nothing about this woman other than just those basic facts. Center of the reading. But she is absolutely her own person, and she holds herself up to everyone as her own person. And good luck. Good luck. Anybody have any idea about, like, is she an Aries? Is she? I mean, because you've got some of that. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Base of the reading. Yeah, she's her own person, and she's not the most flexible of human beings. Oh, that's fine. I don't really care about her anyway. She lived in an abandoned convenience store as a child. Above the reading. I'm just going to turn over these cards. That's near future. Yeah, she's not as she's not a turncoat. She's not a traitor, but she's not devoted to the Democratic Party, is what it feels like. Home environment is a star. Hopes and fears. A lot catching up with her psychologically from her past. What we see. She's not as, she isn't inside, she's not as, you would not be able to convince her she's not as confident as she thinks she is, but she isn't. She should have devoted in the election. That's good. That's good. It's good that she was devoted. She did work in the Green Party, stuck in a very Republican state. Yeah. The final outcome. What I'm getting is that if you would definitely want her on your team if the apocalypse hits. She'd be leading the team, by the way, but she's a survivor. Thank you, Terry. She's irrelevant. Well, I'm the way she's voting. She's in the Senate. She's voting today about Trump, and she was standing up last night at the State of the Union at places where I was like, huh? She's a Cancer with a lot of Capricorn, Taurus, and Cancer. She's an Aries, Black Moon, Lilith. Something. Thank you. Appreciate that. Cancer, really? Cap and Taurus, I believe. Cancer? Huh, interesting. All right, so that's that. All right, I'm going to look at the, I'm going to look at the Democrats now. I mean, she is a Democrat, but she'll go with the party. She'll go with the party as far as quitting. All right, actually, this is just silly. It sounds silly, but I actually feel a little bit better about her now that I've read on her. Because the energy, once you can really feel her energy, you get past the facade, because her facade is, we all have facades. But some people really, they work it. And hers is very thick. This is not some flimsy, this is not a flimsy Hollywood facade where, it's all wood, it's just wood, plywood, and you look on the back and it's just being propped up with some 2x4s. No, this is thick. But behind it, I'm actually getting some sensitivity. Yeah, okay. I do feel better about her. Yeah, it must be that Cancer with the hard shell, but the gushy insides. I have a Cancer moon. I know all about that. Although I'm not always so good with the hard shell part. I'm usually just mostly gushy insides. Anyway, let's read on the Democrats. First of all, let's read on Nancy. What's Nancy going to face after pulling a Banksy on Trump's speech last night? No, Autumn, you got the shell. Ugh. You're most welcome. Nancy. Banksy. Yep. Banksy. Banksy. Let's read on Banksy. No. I don't know if we do. No. Nancy Pelosi laughed when she tore up that paper. I had, I sat through that whole stupid thing, and just when I looked down, I missed it. And then people were like, "Oh my gosh, you tore up the paper." I'm like, "What? Oh man!" And so I was like looking for the GIF. I knew somebody would turn into a GIF, and they did. It took less than 5 minutes, and it was on Twitter. But Nancy, hey Nance, how's it going? Oh, she's mad. Actually, the P word for mad, that's what she is. You come into my house and you lie, and you disrespect me, and then you lie. I am the one that sent you that invitation. You cotton candy bedecked spray tan buffoon. Cotton candy topped spray tan buffoon. There we go. She was holding back. And actually, it was so funny this morning. I did see, just before my internet went out, Eric Swalwell was asked, would you have done such a thing? And he said, I thought she showed a remarkable reserve. It's like, and I think it was Katie Tur was like, she showed reserve? And Eric Swalwell's like, yeah, it's a good thing there weren't any matches around. It's like, go. I'll tell you, I agree. There's some other readers. Eric Swalwell, I really do think he's come up a lot in my reading since I started reading on politics. I do think there is a really good chance he's going to be president someday. Cotton candy top spray tan buffoon. Thank you, Linda. All right, in the past, she has been pulling her punches. She has been pulling her punches with these guys. They don't even know. Center of the reading, this emperor nonsense, and the word that came to mind was not nonsense. Yeah, she's had it. Oh man, base of the reading. America thinks that the Democrats have been going too easy on Trump and his ilk. And Nancy herself was taking her time. But this is what people are thinking. Above it, meanwhile, the Republicans have just been moving in. Where someone really pushy and awful moves in, and they come in and they're just putting their stuff up and taking your pictures down and putting their stuff in the way, and their obnoxious we're the establishment, we have all the power, we don't care what you do. Near future, oh, she is going to take them to school. Something that she is going to do is going to rub them raw. Okay. Oh, do tell. Oh, do tell. Oh, she's so mad. She is so angry. And seriously, she's got... This is Nancy Pelosi. She's an Aries. And she's the kind of strategic Aries that Napoleon is sitting up in his grave going, oh, I like that. Oh, that's good. Do not mess with this woman. Home environment. She's just trying to pick the best way to go after them. She's just weighing her options. That's what she's doing right now. Hopes and fears. She wasn't sure she would, I was like, I don't know if Nancy's going to make it, through this speech. She wasn't sure she was going to make it through that speech last night. What we see. Yeah, this is the, there's a different card in this deck it's the backstabbing card, but this is, yeah, this is when she tore up the speech, because when this card comes up, I sometimes get, and I am now, get that meme in my head of Marilyn Monroe hanging out the window waving. And then some people, they'll like add words at the bottom, and it's like, bye, B word. And that's what that feels like right now. That's what we're seeing Nancy doing. You come into my house, and you disrespect me. And then you just lie. And you turn the Medal of Freedom and a husband returning from war, you turn them into a game show prize. Final outcome. She's going to come up with she's going to come up with a really good idea. It feels like things kind of went into a lull, or rather a dip, but they're going to be debate. The Democrats are going to be debating, what do we do next? What do we do next? Which of these is going to go on the grill? They can't all go at the same time, or da-da-da-da-da. But she's going to have that. That is a human level. That is Nancy Pelosi saying, I have an idea. Any hints? Any hints? This is not her giving, oh, no, not giving up. No. She's going to metaphorically take some children to task. In no uncertain terms. On a national, historical, political level. Jess, I agree. She sees the thing is the Republicans are their power is sitting on Trump's power, and they have gone all in. The problem is that you find the right place. That's not sustainable. That's not. You can't have all the power of a party relying so heavily on just a single person, because that means you just have to find just the right place to tap. So, there's a lot of weight on this shelf, and that the pressure of that going on a downward force can even help hold this shelf on the wall. But if you know just the right place to apply pressure, the whole thing goes crash. Republicans do come in. Here, it's a party. There are lots of treats. See, lots of treats. And here's some, I'll be generous. Here's some drinks. Have some drinks. Have a drink. I think I know what she's doing. This goes back to something I say often. And this is just in life itself, in life in general. Give people enough rope. Give everybody plenty of rope, because the bad people are going to hang themselves with it. The good people will not. It's like if, I'm in a relationship with a man and I go through his phone. No, I wouldn't go through a man's phone. I wouldn't, but when people show you, Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are, believe them. Give people lots of rope. And that's what there's something, I don't know exactly like what she's going to do, but this is her absolutely, oh yeah, you have plenty to choose from here, even just so much plenty of rope. And they act badly and it damages the Republicans. That's what that is. So, bless you, Nancy. Aw, my mom used to say the same thing. Okay. Text again. That's wonderful that it's worked out for you so well. Will she reveal the snuff film? I guess Mitt goes on Trump's retaliation list. Mitt doesn't care. Mitt is just Mitt is the cat sunning himself in the sun. And Trump comes along and yelling at him, and Mitt's just looking up like, did you say something? I mean, Mittens will convict, maybe. He's I don't, he has no backbone because he's never had to have one. Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't. He started crying when talking about his faith and oath to God. You mean Mittens, or when Trump was lying last night? Romney just announced he's voting to convict Trump. Well, that's what his voters want. Utah's Republican, but they're not Trump Republican. Mittens. All right. Well, it is. I've been on for just over an hour, and I'm getting tired, but I am willing to just throw a few cards at least on something. If there's something related to this that, it'll help you sleep better. He's acquitting on obstruction of Congress. Harry's mom, Mittens? Then yeah, it's just the... Hello, Jan. I joke with, it's a bad joke. It's a terrible joke, but I joke with my Australian friends. I say, so how's the future? Because we're lagging way back, way, way back. So, okay, so anyway, all right, in that case, it is obvious Trump obstructed, but just let them do their thing, because Nancy has a plan. Actually, Nancy is going to have an idea. And she's just let these idiots, let them vote to leave Trump in office. And good luck. Good luck in November. You're going to need it. All right. So hang in there, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And I have really, I always enjoy doing this, but I really especially enjoyed it today. Thank you. And, you know, 400th, my 400th video on YouTube that I've published here. And it's like, whoa. So, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much to the moderators. You make this possible, and I am grateful. I am grateful. And also thank you for the people who gave through the super chat. I'm also very grateful for that. And I don't want you to feel that I am not. All right, we will. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're here, because I will be back here tomorrow, same pumpkin time, same pumpkin channel. I made a whole bunch of covers last night for upcoming live streams, and there's some adjustments I want to make on some of them. I'm really not happy with the way I set up the... okay, come on, deck. The way I set up the Halloween, or the Valentine's Day specific one, I've got to fix, really got to fix that. But anyway, made lots of new covers, and technically I've got covers up from today all the way through the 17th. So I'm just going to keep showing up. Thank you so much, Cappy's mom. Arthur, moderator. So I'm just going to keep showing up and fighting the good fight and speaking out in my little way, and wading back into that algae-encrusted cesspool that is the Trump administration, the Trump era. All right, but I'll be back here tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't let please, try not to let the Senate today get you down. All right. There are very good days ahead. Very good days ahead. Okay? All right. And thanks again. All right. Bye-bye.